Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie.
I'm Wanda.
And we're here with season 3 of
4.
4? Wow. We had a wild summer. Now we are back. It's cold, it's wet, and it's sad. But before we get started, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
I feel like I should save my update for the entirety of this podcast
Just give us
because
like a
this is
recent update.
okay. Um,
Wait, I
I
see the problem here. Okay. We won't even tell. Okay, don't even tell the people what you have going on. Keep it mysterious. Just tell us who your
okay.
beef or crush is.
Okay. I'm not going to go into detail about work beef because there's always work beef, but I will go into how I am currently applying for an NSERC application, which is like grant money for doing research from the government of Canada. The thing is, there's this whole part that they've added about EDI, which is like equality, diversity, and inclusivity. And I was like, okay, like let me read through it all, like what they kind of expect and stuff. So I'm like writing this out. I have like 4 or 5 paragraphs. They're not that long. And it's like, it's too long. They only wanted 750 characters. It's all theater. So I was angry about that yesterday.
750 characters is very little. That's about, I'm gonna say like maybe 2 tweets, maybe 3. So I recommend trying Twitter out.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's between 107 and 188 words.
Good luck with that.
It's just so dumb because I spent so much time on it because I was like, okay, let me actually consider EDI and how like it would get affected in my research. And they're like, just kidding. It's just all fake. It's all a facade. They don't really care. And apparently they think other people don't care either. So whatever. I'm
Sad.
over it. What's your beef of the week?
Um, I don't have a lot of beefs. Maybe my brother. Um,
Mm.
well, there's a whole long thing, but long story short, my biggest beef was that I went home. My allergies started acting up like crazy, like runny nose, like super sneezy everywhere. Even runny nose when I went to bed, which is the worst. And yeah, coughing, watery eyes, that kind of thing. So I was like, oh my god, what could it be? And then I like it was like daytime, and I think I noticed there's a lot more cat hair like upstairs, and upstairs is where like me and my mom sleep, or like where I used to sleep. So a lot of cat hair lying around, and then I brought it up to my mom. I was like, holy shoot, there is a shoot ton of cat hair everywhere, mom. What's the deal? And my mom was like, oh, that's your brother. He needs a vacuum. And then my mom starts vacuuming, and then I get mad because I'm like, why are you vacuuming? It's his responsibility. But he was out in Toronto, and then he came back home. And then I was like, hey, you need to vacuum. Your cat's hair is everywhere. And he was like, my cat's hair goes upstairs. And I was like, your cat goes upstairs. So yeah, your cat's hair is gonna follow. And then he was like, oh my god, this is completely new to me. I had no idea I had to vacuum upstairs. And I was like, how dumb are you? So he recently found out he had to vacuum upstairs. So that might be why my allergies were acting up. It was all built up cat hair everywhere.
How original. A beef with your brother.
Yeah. Some things don't change, guys. New
They truly
season,
don't.
same beefs.
Yeah. That sucks. I am so sorry. I wish he took your allergies more seriously, but we also expected this to
We
happen.
were not surprised.
Mhm.
We were not surprised Pikachu face. We were normal face Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So always the ones you most likely suspect.
Yep. That's right. I did have more beefs. Every week of the summer, I was like, this is my beef or crush of the week. And I have forgotten them all. I did not write them down.
That sucks. Maybe your update will trigger some of them.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I guess this whole episode will kind of be like an update. What have we been up to? So I guess if this is like a really good introduction to us, but also if you don't care about us, then like, sorry, but also not sorry because why are you listening to us then?
That is fair. That is very fair.
Yeah. Okay. So how was your summer? What have you been up to? Tell the people from when did we get off? August to now.
Okay. So I guess the most like different change in my life is the fact Oh, okay. Well, there's more than one, but like the one of the biggest is that I am now working an internship. I'm working an internship at a mobile game studio, and I am doing user research, which is basically gathering insights on players and conducting research. So it's basically what I'm doing in school, but I'm getting more money for it. I am still doing my PhD, even though my professor was like, "Hey, like, are you gonna quit? Have you thought about that? Because you're kind of in the field or like the job that you wanted. Are you still gonna continue?" And he's like, "Don't worry, you don't have to answer me now, but like, have you thought about it?" I am not quitting. I'm big on sunk cost, and it like really drives me to finish my PhD. But anyways, yeah. So that's been really nice. I've been really enjoying the work that I've been doing.
Told me the news. I was very happy. I mean, it was a really big roller coaster ride to even get this job, but so happy. And I'm sure the listeners are also so happy because this was an obstacle of yours. And look at you now. Turning 26 has really changed that.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of scary because it was like I was waiting for so long. The process took so long. There's so many like hiccups along the way, not from my end, but from their end. So I wasn't even like, at one point, I was like really confident. I was like, I definitely got it. I killed that interview. But then by like 3 weeks and you don't hear anything, you're like, I probably didn't get it, like, or budget issues, something's gonna happen, and like it's just not gonna work out. But on the day of my birthday, while I was in New York City, I got a message being like, "Hey, like we wanted to put together an offer for this amount of money. Is that something you're still interested in?" Which is like the weirdest way I've been offered a job. But you know what? Now I'm here. I'm glad I accepted it. And I'm also in Toronto now. So that is my second big update.
Give us more details.
Yeah. So Jordan, my boyfriend, has been looking for a place in Toronto because his office has required, well, not even required, like they're pretty lax about it actually, about going back to office, but his team goes in at least once a week. So he wants to be in once a week. And he just felt that the commute from Guelph was too long. And he was like, see, I don't know if it's like he actually wanted us to move in together or if it was just he wanted me to stop giving him headaches about planning about when I was going to come over and see him in Guelph. Either or, we are now quote unquote living together, even though my name is not on the lease.
Wait, his name is on the lease, even though you
Yeah.
contribute to the rent?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter because
I
it's like,
guess.
it doesn't help me. Like, it doesn't like boost my credit score or
Mm,
like help me with like anything. Like, if we bought a house together, yeah, of course, both of our names would be on
mm-hmm,
the agreement. But like, this has no value to
mm.
me.
This is fair.
So, yeah, I don't really care. He also had to deal with like all the contract stuff and everything, and I didn't have to like give any of my information. So, it was better that way.
Mm.
But it was a long struggle to get here. That's the thing. Like with these types of like update episodes, I'm always like, what do I include? Because it's like single thing I'm updating on was a struggle. Like nothing was easy. And how much of that struggle do we really want to get into?
Life is a struggle, guys. Looking for places to rent is even a mission itself.
And it's gotten much worse apparently because so to give an example, I think the last time this place in like 2019 was on the market, it was on the market for 42 days. This time, this place was on the market for 8 days. And basically, what we found is that if you don't message them like within like the first couple of days from them posting the listing, you're not going to get it.
Damn.
Yeah. But
Must be a very popular place.
It's not even like it's just a lot. I think it was just the timing with September, like kids were going back to school and everything, so they needed to find like places to live in Toronto. But then the other thing is that like the housing market's still crazy, the rental market seems to be also be heating up for some reason, so there's a lot more competition out there. You have people like overbidding the rental asking price just to ensure that they get a place.
Yeah.
Well,
give me a crib tour after this. Obviously, the listeners don't have access to the video at all times, but me, I do.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna wait on that because I'm waiting on Jordan to go get a storage key, and so
Just
there are
spin
boxes.
the camera around. I just want to see.
There are boxes everywhere, and I want those to be cleaned up. I'm literally inviting nobody over until all those boxes are gone. But we've been doing like some home organizational stuff. So we finally bought a duvet cover, like sheets and everything. We did have sheets. They're just shitty Walmart sheets that was included. So I was like, I don't want to sleep on that. And we're finally getting the place like closer to being done.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess those are my two big things. I can talk about my vacation afterwards when Maggie talks about her vacation.
Nice. Those are really big life updates, and we're gonna save all those. We're gonna dig into more of those details in later episodes. You know, like
teasing.
being the new person of the job, moving with your significant other, all these kinds of fun tips. We got a great season coming up.
Yeah, thank God for life, like more life updates from happening. Imagine if we just like stayed in the exact same things that we were last season. How boring would that be?
Yeah, how do people even come up with content? You know how hard that is?
That is very true. It's like one of those things where it's like you're looking at like influencers and you're like something goes wrong for them and you're like, wow, cool, drama and everything. But then it's like when nothing happens, it's like, oh, this is so boring. Like, why aren't they doing anything with their lives? But it's like their life is not a reality TV show. It is their life.
They purposely make drama. That's what it is. That's the difference. I think that's what we have to start doing.
Okay. Step 1, get on Twitch. Step 2, become friends with Twitch streamers.
Nice.
Over to you. What's your summer update?
Summer update. Nothing much has happened for me, but also every time I say that, Nick is like, we literally just got back from vacation. You can't say that to people. I went on 2 vacations this summer. None of them were with Wanda, unfortunately, because she had also a very busy summer. And also I was out of the country when she was also out of the country on her birthday. So you can't blame me for that one. I went on vacation. I went to Ireland and Scotland with my family. This was our first family vacation in a couple years, and I forgot how difficult it can be to travel with my family. They're pretty like easygoing sports. Like we couldn't figure out how the public transit worked because like apparently there's like another app you're supposed to use, but I use Google Maps and that's not like the super convenient way to get around. And then yeah, so public transit was showing me that you're only really saving like maybe 10 minutes of walking time and you still have to pay to get on public transit. So we were like, why bother? Let's just walk everywhere. And then when I say you save 10 minutes, I mean like it might be like a 45-minute subway ride. And then it's going to be a 55-minute walk. So then we, for some reason, we're like, let's just walk. What's the big deal? So we walked everywhere. And then by the last 2 days, we were like, let's just take an Uber there. That's so much easier and it's cheaper. So yeah, that was our family trip. That was pretty fun. We argued a lot. That's what happens when you're in a close confined space with your family when we share a hotel room. Other than that, the food was surprisingly not bad. Bathroom situation, not bad. And then I was in for a real rude awakening on my other trip. Okay, yeah, so that was my first trip. My second trip was with my boyfriend, Nick. And, you know, Wanda's always like, the things to make like a relationship last, like things you should do, like live together first, like take an international trip to a place where English is not the main language. So we were like, let's do that. But then also, if this ends poorly, we already live together, so this is going to be very difficult to separate assets. So yeah, so that was good. We went to Amsterdam and Belgium for a day. I have a very roller coaster story that I've been telling for the past week. We got to the airport, and before even going to the airport, I checked on the Toronto Pearson website where it says, like you put in the country you're going to, you check all the requirements, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're both fully vaccinated, we got all proof, like we're good. We get to the airport, they send us to a kiosk instead, and we're like, okay, cool, print off our boarding passes, la-di-da. We get to the boarding gate, they ask to see our proof of vaccination, and then they turn to my boyfriend and they're like, whoa, you only have 2 shots. You can't go on. You're not fully vaccinated. And we're like, whoa, in Canada, fully vaccinated means 2 shots. And they were like, no, you need 3 shots. You cannot board this plane. And Nick was like, what? And I was kind of like shocked, and I was like, are we being punked right now? Like, what? And she was like, you can board though, but he cannot. And then I was like trying to talk to them, and I was like, oh, like I checked like the Toronto Pearson hub, and they said like fully vaccinated. And she was like, no, you need to be checking the Netherlands website. And then I went to check it, and there was like this print that was like not very clear, where it was like your second shot expires after like a certain amount of days. So the date expires would be like December 2021. So after that, you need to get a booster, which does not expire. So they were like, yeah, so you need to get a booster. And then Nick called the airline, and they came up to me and they're like, but you can still go though. Do you want to board? And I was like, no, I don't. And this has been a very big debate amongst our friends, where Wanda was like, you should have gone. Because, okay, let me take a step back also. Our trip individually from Toronto to Amsterdam and back was about $700. And then a one-way ticket, this is including the discount we got from the airline, was about $600, a one-way ticket. So if I had gone, I would have saved us $600. So Wanda says, I should have gone. Sally also said I should have gone. And I think at the party on Friday we were there, a lot of people said that they would have gone.
Yeah, it's mostly like, it's not that I would have gone. I only would have gone if Jordan didn't volunteer to pay for my ticket. Yeah, Maggie paid for her ticket.
Yeah, I did pay. I didn't want to make him pay.
Which I'm like, why? Like, he literally spent the entire time saying he wanted to spend more money anyways, and he being Nick. So, like, you know what? You're just helping him live out his final wishes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, he did offer to pay, which is very nice. But I said, no, you know what? It's not your fault. Like, it's, like, out of our control kind of thing. I mean, like, if anything, then it would have been my fault for not checking more thoroughly.
Okay, come on. That is some... that is the patriarchy holding you down.
That is the patriarchy. Point. You're right. But no, yeah. I think it's fine. We share the thing, because in the long run, I'm gonna make him pay more anyway, so it's okay.
I just want to say that even though that this entire thing was pretty much like 80% like Nick's fault, he still went around and was like, why did you guys get boosters? Like, that's like, why did you guys do that without having to? And it's like, Nicholas, like, you are the one who is the problem here. And yet you're telling other people like, oh, why didn't you get a booster?
Yeah, he did say that a lot when we were at the airport. He was like, oh, actually, he wasn't the only one. A lot of people were also turned away at the airport. And they were also, them and Nick had a little support group going on where they were like, I can't believe all these people have boosters. Like, I'm so shocked. And I was just like sitting there. I was like, guys, we should all be getting our boosters.
Yes, I mean, like, the 100 people that are already on the plane, boosted. Yeah. The 8 people who did not make it on the plane, not boosted, minus Maggie.
Yeah. For the first, 24 hours, I kept trying to specify that, by the way, I'm boosted. Like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Don't blend me in with them.
Yeah, I mean, you did send a whole, snap being like, Nick is an anti-vaxxer, so...
But no, I don't think it was really anyone's fault. So that's why I was like, surprisingly, we were both very calm throughout the whole process. We were like, well, this seems like a movie. Like, I've only seen this happen in movies before. I've never actually been the one on the other end being turned away. Feels kind of weird. But yeah, it was all good. In the morning, where Nick went to go get his booster, we got some more snacks, so we were a little bit more prepared. Maybe too many snacks. We did have to leave some behind. Yeah, our trip was good. Nick was definitely going through the COVID booster side effects of the first 4 days of our trip, and we really only had 6 days. But Advil was our best friend. We were jet lagged for a bit. I'm still kind of jet lagged. Takes me a while to get over jet lag.
Only a 4 or 5 hour difference?
6 hour difference.
Oh, okay.
But I just like to say I'm jet lagged even though I'm just perpetually tired all the time. So,
Yeah, I feel like that's your own sleep schedule's issue.
Yeah. All of last week I was like, sorry, you don't know what time it is in my hometown. It's 2 o'clock here. That means it's like 8 o'clock in my hometown right now. It's time for me to start getting ready for bed. Even though I go to bed at like 2 a.m.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
Comedy.
I'll be here all week. Okay, so that was going there. No problems when we were in the country. It was pretty great. Except for like Netherlands and Dutch people just like love cheese, and like we're both like very lactose intolerant. Like in our condo, we keep like very, very little dairy, like maybe some cheese, like mozzarella, but like that's it. So eating any dairy, my lactose intolerance has evolved into a stage called acid reflux, where when I eat too much dairy, now I feel the urge to throw up. So that's not a fun phase, especially when bathrooms are very hard to come by in Amsterdam. Even when you're at the train station, they make you pay about 60 cents. Converted that to euros, probably like maybe close to $1. So either way, I get bamboozled. So that was like a downside. And then on the way back, we were randomly selected for a COVID test as we were getting ready to board our go bus. And that was kind of rough because we asked 3 people at the airport. No one really knew where to get COVID tested. We finally found someone and they're like, oh, that used to be in the airport, but they moved that. So you have to take an Uber there. And we were like, what? Are you going to pay for our Uber? And they're like, no. Like you get there and we're like, we're giving you the COVID test for free anyways. And we were like, okay. And they're like, but you can't go now because like they're closed today. You have to go back tomorrow. You have until the end of day tomorrow to do it. So we were like, what is this? So we went home, missed our bus. We waited another hour for the next bus. Went home. Next day we went to do our COVID test. And then I think we asked our friend and he said he just went to a Shoppers and paid to do it. And I was like, I don't want to be paying anything. But alas, that was our trip. Fun times.
Wait, so this was in Canada or this was in Amsterdam?
This was in Canada. We had to do a COVID test.
Oh, you got randomly selected here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you got randomly selected in Amsterdam, and
Mm-mm.
like I was like, how did you make it home?
Randomly selected here.
Okay, I see. That sucks. That really was a cherry on top of already stressful trip.
It's only stressful when I'm at the airport now. And I was like hyping Toronto Pearson up. I was like, you know what? That was a one-time thing. Other than that, Pearson Airport's so clean. Like they're so straightforward. I don't see what all the big deal is. And then all this little stuff kept happening. And I was like, oh, well, this isn't great.
Also, like a COVID test only like $40, I'm pretty sure, at Shoppers.
Yeah. Our friend was just casually like, yeah, I just went to go to Shoppers and do a COVID test. And I was like, no, I guess we'll just pay the gas money and just drive over to that place across from Toronto Pearson.
Well, on the bright side, as of I think the end of October, they're getting rid of all those mandates. So
yeah, that would have been really convenient if they did that before.
yeah, well, maybe you should have time to travel after they announced that.
Yeah. I hear there's a big lawsuit going on against ArriveCAN, so.
Probably. Yeah. I would not be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can hitch onto that.
No, I mean, like, you know how you kept on saying, like, not like anti-vaxxer? Now we have to say not a freedom convoy.
Ugh. Yeah.
Freedom convoyer.
Yeah, that was my vacations. Tell us about your vacation.
Yeah, I mean, like, New York was great. I loved it. Chelsea would truly be where I'd want to live as a rich person. It's so beautiful. There's so much cobblestone everywhere. The architecture is amazing. All the little shops are so cute. New York pizza, not great. Had a debate about this at work. Someone was like, oh, New York pizza is so amazing because of the water. I was like, no, I prefer Domino's. So yeah, that part wasn't great. Not a great food still. I should have said my crush. So my crush from New York City was this meat cart couple, and this couple would sell meat skewers like chicken, lamb, like corn on the cob, like all these things, like grilled right in front of you on like a charcoal thing, little cart for like $2 each. Like each skewer is like $2 USD, which is like really great because like skewers here are like $9 for like one, like, I don't know, one chicken skewer or something like that. So like having one be $2 USD, still a really good price. Went there multiple times. They're open every day from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you're ever in Chinatown in New York City, go visit them. There's always usually like a lot of people like there. So, but like also a lot of people who like haggle money there. So just say no. They're pretty harmless. That's what I like about that. They're not very like aggressive. Oh, so we were like on the way there one time or like one night, and this guy was like to Jordan's like, "Hey man, like, can you spare $2?" And Jordan's like I don't have $2 on me. And the guy's like, "You don't have $2? Like you're broke." And like he's like, "You're poorer than I am." And then he just like walked away with an attitude. And it's like, dude, you're the one asking for money. You're the one asking for $2, and you're calling us broke?
That's so funny.
Highly recommend. I would love to go back to New York. It just sucks because it's like I didn't have signal the entire time like I was there. Like I don't have an eSIM, and I didn't want to purchase like a SIM card. So I kind of just relied on hotspotting from Jordan. But I landed in Canada and I pulled out my phone and I was like, sweet signal. It's so amazing.
Oh, do you find that our boyfriends tend to be targeted by hagglers a lot more than we do?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
People expect the white man to have money.
Or to give money.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but I think the problem is that like for Nick anyway, is that I have to like pull him away kind of. Like they'll be like, "Hey," and he'll like stop and be like, "What's up?"
Yes.
Like, no. Keep walking.
Same thing with Jordan. I'm like, why do you like initiate conversation? Just walk away. Don't make eye contact. Like, why do you listen to them speak like their truth or whatever it is that they like? He's just like, oh, I just can't help it. And I'm like, what?
I don't know what it is, but even when we're out walking our dog, like a lot of just like random people will just talk to Nick. Like they'll carry on like full conversations, and then I get roped in. Well, not roped in, but me and Jackie are just standing off at the side like, when is this conversation going to be over? When can we go? Because I don't want to butt in and be like, we got to go now. But I have done that a few times where I'm like, this is going on for too long. We got to go.
Yeah, they really don't know when to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing. Maybe it's just like white boy niceness. Like, I don't know, you're taught to be polite or something. I don't know.
I think they weren't taught the fight or fly instinct that we innately were born with.
You know what? Like, I'm going to put this question out there. But would you, if you were a female, stay at home and be by yourself and let like a repair person in of any kind, or would you want like a buddy to be with you? And if you are a man, would you let your significant other be home alone with a repair person? That's my question. That's my question of the week.
That's a good question of the week. I also brought this up to my mom, and she was like, that's not acceptable if you're young. And I was like, but Mom, would you let anyone in? And she was like, I'm old. What are people going to do with an old person? And I was like, I don't know how to tell my mom elder rape is a thing.
That's so funny. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it for my updates.
Yeah, this is a short one today, but
I think that's good. We're gonna put our feet in the little pool, in the waiting pool for a little bit.
That's all our updates. We will tell you more in the coming weeks. Like, we just don't want to spill what the episodes to come will be. So, like, we'll give you more details about everything that happened, but we'll save it. You gotta subscribe, tune in, listen to us every week on Thursdays. But once again, thanks for joining us. Go listen to us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Go follow us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and go like all our shit. But make sure you join us again next Thursday for another episode of Apologetically Me. Bye.